So I'm Sarah Hansen. This is Ben Hansen. We're husband and wife, and we're co-owners of Functional Chiropractic Rehab, where we want you to move better, feel better, and live better.
Okay. We'll just give you guys a little brief about ourselves personally. So I'm originally from Aberdeen, South Dakota. I went to the University of North Dakota for my undergraduate, where I studied exercise science. And then I went to school at Palmer College down in Davenport, Iowa for my chiropractic degree. I spent the last year working down there in kind of a free clinic setting. So with a lot of MDs, nurse practitioners, kind of a mini hospital almost, if you want to think of it that way. A lot of referring back and forth between them and ourselves. And it really just pushed me deep into kind of finding a good evidence-based chiropractic realm.
And while Ben was in school in Iowa, I actually started working at a chiropractic office there. I became their manager and took over their billing. So I got to learn over the past 4 years how to effectively grow an office and run an office with multiple people and a growing patient load. I'm also a certified chiropractic assistant through the chiropractic college up in Minneapolis. So I'm able to assist the patients and Ben with some of their therapies as well. One of the biggest questions we get is why Mankato? We're not from here. I'm actually originally from Breckenridge, Minnesota. So when we first visited Mankato about 2 years ago, we pulled into town and it was late at night, but it already felt welcoming and warm. And there was just that sense that you could feel like this is the place. We woke up the next morning, got to tour around a little bit, and we realized that like with the active lifestyle, it just meshed with us so well because we love to hunt and kayak and fish. We love the lake life. So everything around here, we just loved everything about Mankato. So we've known that we wanted to come here and open a business for about 2 years. So it's been a lot of anticipation building on that. So who is Functional Chiropractic Rehab? For those that don't know, we're located in the Mankato Heights Plaza. That's right next to Panera Bread off Madison Avenue. We also have TJ Maxx and Caribou over here as well. We've been open for about 2.5 months. May 4th was our opening date, kind of right in the middle of COVID there. And our main focus is that we want to get better and longer lasting results with our patients. And we do that by using a rehab or therapy combination with chiropractic, meaning that we give our patients exercises and therapies to do at home. So if they're starting to feel a little discomfort or pain, they can do those on their own. That way, if it's just a little bit of an ache, they can kind of take care of it themselves versus having to leave work or be distracted all day due to a small ache or pain. Another thing is that we're very focused on goals. So if you're sitting at your desk and you have a tough time working because you're always having neck pain and headaches and you can't focus, when you come into our office, our biggest goal is to get you to be able to work throughout the day without even having those or thinking about them. You know, we want you to be focused on work, not having to worry about those. So we're very goal-oriented and trying to meet your goals. One of our main treatment styles is called McKenzie Method. And I'm actually going to let Ben talk about that a little bit here.
Yeah, so with McKenzie Method, some of the things that we try and focus on, like Sarah was saying there, is we try and give people something to go home with as well. So if I can make people feel great for half an hour and then 23.5 hours the rest of the day, they're doing things that are making themselves consistently feel worse and they have pain all the time, it just doesn't stick and it doesn't last nearly as long. So if we can figure out strategies and movements and things that can help, it's just a better way to actually get through whatever injury or problem you're dealing with and actually heal instead of just constantly kind of feel a bit better, feel a bit worse, feel a bit better, feel a bit worse. And so we really focus on trying to get a lasting result with it. And it's usually fairly quick and effective, which works out nice because we can kind of partner ourselves with other doctors and MDs and things like that, where they want a good resource for somebody to refer to for musculoskeletal pain. I'm actually sitting for the test in November to hopefully be fully certified in the method. And then if I do pass that test, I'll be the second chiropractor in the state of Minnesota with that certification, and the only one in the Mankato area. So that'll be nice. We don't really need a whole lot of x-rays usually when people are in the office, because we kind of just work on, if you have neck pain and 3 movements like this make your neck pain feel better, it doesn't really matter what your neck looks like on an x-ray. What really matters instead is how you feel and how you start to get better.
And one of the biggest questions that we get is, do you accept insurance? And the answer is yes. So I have years of experience with billing, very knowledgeable, and I understand it very well. We bill all insurances, no matter what you have. The coverage that you have is just going to depend on what the coverage is. If you know somebody who's interested in it, I do free insurance benefit checks so I can see and let them know what their coverage is before they come in. And then we are in network with Blue Cross and Medicare, and we are currently working on in-network applications with about 7 other insurances as well. A little bit about what we've been doing. COVID has definitely kind of changed our business model. Our original idea was to try to introduce ourselves to the medical profession, like into Mayo and Mankato Clinic and stuff like that. Of course, with COVID, you can't go in there. So we've kind of had to shift gears a little bit. We've joined a lot of networking groups, which wasn't our original plan, such as 1 Million Cups. I'm in a BNI group, and then Greater Mankato Growth. We've been doing some different ads just to get our name out there, like on Facebook and Google. And the really big thing for us is word of mouth referrals. So I'm here telling you guys kind of about what we do, and then you go tell somebody else, or even if it's a patient who experienced the care, that's what we're really trying to build and let people know we are different and we offer a different kind of service. We've also done some business-to-business marketing where I've went in, introduced our office, gave them a little gift basket, kind of trying to build the relationships that way with like law offices, dental offices, things like that, that will kind of let us in a little more than the large hospital systems. And then our goals and what I'm really asking from you guys is any introductions. 3 of our biggest pillars are the medical profession. So if you know, have a family member, friend, anybody in the area that is either a medical doctor, nurse practitioner, simply works in any of those medical clinics, I would love a warm introduction. Or even if you want to go out to lunch, like I will take all 3 of us out to lunch and just kind of talk a little bit about what all of us do or life or whatever you guys want to talk about. Another one is coaches, any athletic sports coaches, high school, college. We are doing a program, strengthening program for athletes that we kind of want to talk to them about and let them know a little bit more. So again, either an email introduction, or maybe we go to a game and meet them if your kid's playing at the game or if your friends or something like that. And then either someone in human resources or a manager of a business of any size. We would love an email introduction or even a referral. So if you kind of tell them a little bit about us, I have no problem giving them a call and asking if, hey, can we bring your employees lunch or breakfast, and just talk to them about what we can do. They can trickle in over their lunch hour. We can sit down at a monthly meeting and give a quick 5-minute spiel about what we do and bring you guys some snacks or food. And then of course, being a new business, Google reviews, Facebook reviews, likes, stuff like that. Even if you haven't been a patient personally, sometimes those testimonials about us as people is really good to hear too. So those are kind of some of the things that I'm asking from you guys, and a couple things that set us apart. That's all I got.
Awesome. Thank you all. Thank you very much. So we've got a few hands up. Aaron, why don't you go ahead and ask your question?
Sorry, I didn't know my hand was still up.
Oh, that's all right. Here, I'll take it down. Tammy, I was thinking about you when she was talking about HR, and here you are with your hand up. So go for it.
Hi. So, Sarah, I don't know. I think you were on another one of these. This isn't your first Million Cups. Anyways, so I am in human resources. So right now I have my own human resource consultant business. I was in HR for over 30 years before I started my own business. And so I've got a lot of HR connections over the years. One of the things that I've always promoted is bringing in such a thing as a massage or chiropractor, this type of thing, into the businesses and stuff. And so I do highly promote that. I promote it as even a benefit for them. And you know, with our online, the way we are, about 5 years ago, they were saying that 40% of our population would be remote workers online by 2020. Well, obviously COVID came, and now we're like at what, 60 some, 70%. It's like flew. But what I don't see is like a benefit or something to give your employees as far as, okay, sitting right here, what type of things could we be doing to make us feel better, to help with our chiropractic? Because I'm hearing a lot of people are getting tired of sitting online, doing Zoom meetings, but they're not going away. It's going to decrease a little bit, but it's not going away. So is that somewhere where you could, target to businesses as well as helping them, we don't have to come in site. We've got some other services as well. And one thing that I'd like to offer to you is I do a free HR chat. We've went to every other week now, where I've got 59 different businesses that are signed up. Some days I'll have maybe 5 participants, and some days it could be 30. But I do bring in speakers. So I would be happy to have you join in, and you can kind of maybe give them a couple of tips as far as show them some ideas of what they could be promoting with their online and themselves as well. And then also, let them know what you have available. So it is a lot of, I wouldn't say the majority is the New Ulm area, because we've grown so big now. So it is kind of the surrounding area and more.
Thank you. Yeah, that'd be great. We also offer, because we do a lot of the stretching and exercise things, we can do telehealth. So a lot of times I like to see people the first appointment in person, so I can take blood pressure and all those kinds of things and actually get hands-on and make sure there's nothing crazy else going on with them.
Right.
But all the follow-ups we can do on telehealth. So it's kind of nice, because then some of those companies that are having people work from home just as a precautionary thing, they can also limit their contact. Even with me, they can just stay right at their computer there, and we can work on some things to get them out of pain too. So.
Right, absolutely. So, I really, really highly promote with businesses right now is taking care of those employees even more. And COVID has shown that our communication and our engagement with supervisors and managers has increased because of this as a result, which is great. But we need to continue in on that and give those, not only supervisors as well, tools and the employees, so it could be an all-around something to offer. So
yeah, thank you.
We'll connect and chat afterwards.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. I was thinking about the fact that there's so many chiropractors, in the area, right? And you have some unique things that you're doing. So I'm gonna basically make a call out to the rest of the group here, because I know there's some great marketing minds out there. How does someone differentiate themselves in a field where there's so many chiropractors out there? You've just heard their story and what is unique about them. What do you think 1 Million Cups folks would be the tagline or the hook that would help people in Mankato to see them as, see that uniqueness and what's unique about them? Or how do they, or any suggestions for what are the best ways for them to communicate in a crowded field,
Yvonne, I think they just did it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is,
Yeah. So Sarah and Ben, what's your short phrase tagline that says this, boom, this is our unique value proposition?
We have move better, feel better, live better. And we also say your back, neck, and joint pain specialist.
Okay. So I would think that would be really similar to a lot of other chiropractors though, right? I mean, they would say that they're doing the same kind of thing. But one of the things you told me when we were originally talking was that your focus on that chronic pain, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that one of the things that is different?
Yeah, and then another big thing for us too is all chiropractors have whatever level of evidence kind of supporting what they do, but our techniques and things that we use are pretty well accepted and well documented, even with MDs and with PTs and all kinds of other practitioners.
Ah.
So we're kind of unique in the fact that every patient that I have, I send a report to their MD, their primary care doctor, right out of the gun, saying this is what I think they have, this is what I think it's going to take to treat them. And then at the end of their care, we send another report saying it turned out that I treated them 5 times and they felt better and we were good to go, or however things went. And that's usually a little bit different just because chiropractic offices tend to be our own solo clinic and not built in with the hospital. So there's not usually as much interprofessional connection. So we we're trying to slowly grow that side of things to be a little different. And hopefully when someone goes to their medical doctor, the medical doctor just sends them to us instead of not really knowing what to do with them.
So something like working hand in hand with your doctor.
Yeah.
You know, the chiropractor that works hand in hand with your doctor kind of idea. That does sound like it'd be different. Julie, you get your hand up.
You know,
Go ahead.
what I heard from you when I was listening to you, because I've seen both chiropractor and physical therapists, I'm very familiar with them, is that you're both. So you're going beyond traditional chiropractic, and how do you combine those two philosophies into one when you're promoting your business? Because there are those that don't believe in chiropractor, and there's those that prefer. So how do you get them to understand that median, that what you bring, that going beyond the traditional?
Yeah, so sorry, right now, really what we do, we're feeling like we have to do a lot of education. So like things like this to kind of tell you guys, it's really hard to get it across because we can say we're a different kind of chiropractic. We focus on at-home care, but again, a lot of them say that. So what we really do is kind of just let patients know whenever we talk to them, or even people, like, hey, we actually, like, this is why we're different, and explaining it. So to try and get it condensed down into like a quick glancing why we're different is something, if you guys have suggestions, kind of like Yvonne was giving some for like those tagline things, we're definitely open to and would love to hear. Because right now, like I said, I feel like it takes probably at least 5-6 minutes to kind of fully explain our business and the concept of it.
While it's awesome that you guys do a lot of things, you should really take a look at what the other chiropractors and physical therapy are promoting in the area. And if they're also pretty generic, you really should pick certain ailments or certain specific points to promote. So even in your ask with you had kind of like 3 referrals that you needed, when you talk too much and over explain, it just, people kind of tune out, right? So like, and then you said talking to HR representatives, well, at what types of companies, like target an industry, or if you're looking to do that telehealth, which is awesome, and I haven't heard anybody say that, and I work with a few chiropractors and physical therapists, promote that specifically. We are looking to work with companies that have a large at-home team to do telehealth with. That is absolutely unique. Pick an ailment, and migraine comes to mind, you know, those kind of things, but pick something that's not as common that you feel you guys are ahead of the game on. That McKenzie Method, whatever the benefit is of that, I would pick ailments and really create kind of business or customer profiles of just pick like 3 things and then market them in funnels rather than trying to tell everybody about them all. Because you'll just end up being kind of noise trying to, you really want to find those specific niches and then market directly to them. That's the best advice I can give.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, it's time for us to wrap up. So it's time for our last question. The famous, what can we as a community do for you? Could you remind us of the things that you would like us to help with, and then we'll wrap up.
Yeah, so if you guys have any of those warm introductions, we'd love to meet them. If you guys can email us, contact us on Facebook, anything like that, we would greatly appreciate it. And if you guys have any other suggestions, please definitely keep us in mind and let us know.
Awesome. Oh, I just thought of somebody, a Million Cups presenter from the past, Cato Collar, is an athletic coach at MSU. So I'll get you in touch with him.
Thank you.
Cool.